Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
BBC News Business.
March 6, 4:13 America, New York. Visa and Mastercard suspend Russian operations. The payments giants are pulling out of the Russian market in protest at its invasion of Ukraine.
Marginal revolution.
March 6, 3:09 America, New York. Brazil fact of the day. In the 1980s, manufacturing peaked at 34% of Brazil's GDP. In 2020 it was just 11%. Between 1980 and 2017, manufacturing value added in Brazil in real terms grew by only 24%, compared with 69% in neighboring Argentina and 204% worldwide.
New York Times Business.
March 6, 3 o'clock America, New York. Antibody drug to protect the vulnerable from COVID goes unused. The treatment could be life-saving for many who cannot get protection from the vaccine, but confusion about the drug has made some doctors slow to prescribe it. Kimberly Cooley, left, with her mother, Linda, at their home in Duck Hill, Miss.
Armstrong Economics.
March 6, 003 America, New York. Did incompetence set in motion the Ukrainian crisis? There is something very seriously taking place here. Ironically, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz seems to be the only world leader to speak the truth that Ukraine's President Zelensky will not engulf the world into a world war by dragging in NATO.
Daily FX Market News.
March 5, 2300 America, New York. Crude oil forecast. Oil prices face headline risk. Volatility to persist. Little signs of easing geopolitical tensions keeps oil prices on the front foot. However, volatility leads to wider daily ranges.
Global economy.
March 5, 1400 America, New York. Canada, US and UK move to strip Russian representative of IMF board title. The members want Alexei Mazin removed as dean at the global lender over Ukraine invasion.
The Library of Economics and Liberty.
March 5, 1342 America, New York. Foreign policy is hard. This article caught my eye. Senator Lindsey Graham, RSC, was rebuked by lawmakers from across the political spectrum after calling for the assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Marginal revolution.
March 5, 1217 America, New York. Saturday assorted links. 1. New essays on the rise and fall of Swedish education. Open access. 2. Summer courses at University of Austin. Instructors include Niall Ferguson, Ayan Hersey Ali, Rob Henderson, Kathleen Stock, Dorian Abbott, Deirdre McCloskey, David Mamet, Barry Weiss, Peter Boghossian, Joe Lonsdale, Arthur Brooks, Nadine Strawson, and Carlos Carvalho.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
March 5, 1104 America, New York. In tech's bust, not all stock funds have fallen equally, or at all. Here's a look at how different companies, sectors and funds are faring in an overall dismal environment.
Daily FX Market News.
March 5, 11 o'clock America, New York. US dollar fundamental forecast. DXY price depends on euro amid Ukraine tensions as CPI nears. The US dollar hit a fresh 2022 high after escalating tensions in Ukraine sank the euro. A USD pullback may be on the cards if cooler heads begin to prevail, which could sap haven demand.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
March 5, 1003 America, New York. The weak Rivian and Lucid drove off course. Electric vehicle startups are bets on aggressive growth plans that are being disrupted by parts shortages and cost inflation.
Wall Street Journal US Business.
March 5, 9:15 America, New York. Food and medicine shortages in Ukraine prompt global relief effort. Domestic and international food manufacturers, distributors and aid workers are mobilizing to keep grocery stores and pharmacies in Ukraine open and shelves stocked.
BBC News Business.
March 5, 9:04 America, New York. Zara, PayPal and Samsung suspend business in Russia over Ukraine invasion. Inditex, which owns Zara and several other major brands, will close all of its 502 stores in Russia.
New York Times Business.
March 5, 8 o'clock America, New York. Why American mask makers are going out of business. Efforts to make the supply chain more resilient after pandemic shortages are no match for low-price foreign products, the companies say. Luis Arguello Jr., Vice President of Deem Tech, a medical supply manufacturer, in 2021.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
March 5. 7:22 America New York, Russia targets media outlets with fake news law, blocks Facebook. CNN will stop broadcasting in Russia, while the BBC and Bloomberg News have suspended the work of their journalists in the country.
Global economy.
March 5. 7 o'clock America New York, investors retreat from European stocks. Almost $7 billion flows out of the region's equities funds in single week.